Ladies and gentlemen, the WWE Universe is in absolute shock right now. What just unfolded at tonight's live event wasn't just a match, it was war. It was personal, it was violent, it was unpredictable, and by the time the smoke cleared, three names stood tall over the chaos: Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton, and Jacob Fatu. But make no mistake, this wasn't just a victory, this was a message. A warning, a declaration that the war against the Bloodline is far from over. And if you think WWE television has been intense lately, what happened tonight at this live event blew the roof off the arena. Solo SIKOA and his new enforcers, the dangerous, the twisted MFT, thought they could dominate unchecked. But Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton, and Jacob Fatu had other plans. Ladies and gentlemen, grab your snacks, share this video, and get ready, because tonight we're breaking down everything that went down in one of the most shocking WWE live event matches of the year. This is WrestleScope, and this is Chaos Unleashed. Hello viewers, if you're new here, please don't forget to like and hit the subscribe button for daily updates on WWE Raw. The storm begins. The atmosphere was electric from the very beginning. You could feel the tension radiating through the crowd. For weeks, Solo SIKOA has been walking around like he owns the entire locker room, declaring himself the head of the table while Roman Reigns remains in exile. And with MFT by his side, this wasn't just arrogance, it was a full-blown hostile takeover. The lights dimmed, the crowd rained boos, and Solo SIKOA emerged, cold, emotionless, and hungry for destruction. The man didn't even glance at the fans. He stared straight ahead, clutching that symbolic bloodline lei, still representing a kingdom he didn't build, but is now trying to claim by force. Behind him, MFT moved like a pack of wolves, silent, disciplined, terrifying. Wrestling has more than one royal family. The crowd screamed those words. Cody Rhodes walked out, arms wide open, soaking in the roar of the fans. He wasn't smiling tonight. This wasn't about legacy. This was about vengeance. Next came the moment that made the arena shake, the unmistakable sound of that eerie voices in my head theme. And out came Randy Orton. Calm, calculated, deadly. He's been warning everyone, the Bloodline's tyranny ends tonight. And just when fans thought the surprises were over, boom! The arena went dark, and the Titantron lit up with three words: the Samoan werewolf. The crowd lost their minds as Jacob Fatu made his entrance, his first time teaming with Cody and Orton. The perfect blend of legacy, chaos, and savagery. This trio looked unstoppable. The opening brawl. The bell didn't even have time to ring properly before all hell broke loose. Solo SIKOA charged at Orton, MFT pounced on Fatu, and Cody launched himself across the ring like a missile. Chairs were flying, the referee was screaming, and fans were on their feet losing their minds. Solo SIKOA hit Orton with a Samoan drop early on, trying to neutralize the veteran immediately. But Randy's a different breed. He popped right back up with that cold, snake-like stare and smirked right in Solo's face before landing that signature snap power slam that sent the crowd into a frenzy. Meanwhile, Jacob Fatu was a monster unleashed. He took on both members of MFT at once, launching them across the ring with a pair of belly-to-belly suplexes that shook the canvas. The crowd chanted, "Fatu, Fatu, Fatu." Cody tagged in and went right for Solo. The two men colliding in the center of the ring like freight trains. The American Nightmare versus the enforcer of the Bloodline. This wasn't about titles. This was about pride. Family versus family, dynasty versus destiny. But just when Cody started building momentum, the numbers game kicked in. The Bloodline classic stunt, cheap shots from the apron, distractions, referee interference. The crowd was furious. Solo slammed Cody into the steel steps and yelled, "This is my island now," echoing through the arena. You could see fans in the front row hurling insults. People were livid. Inside the ring, MFT isolated Cody, taunting him relentlessly. Quick tags, punishing strikes, all while Solo directed traffic from the corner. This wasn't just wrestling, it was psychological warfare. Every time Cody crawled toward his corner, Solo would yank him back and grin, until Randy Orton finally had enough. Orton unleashed. When Randy Orton finally got that hot tag, the roof blew off. He stormed in like a man possessed, clothesline, power slam, dropkick, vintage Randy Orton in full effect. He cleared house, one RKO fake out here, a DDT there, and the crowd was chanting Randy, Randy, Randy like a war drum. At one point, Solo tried to sneak in, but Orton caught him mid-air with that picture-perfect RKO that nearly broke the ring in half. The camera caught it, Solo's eyes rolled back, his body flatlined. The fans lost their voices. But as Orton covered Solo for the pin, MFT dragged him out at the last second. The boos were deafening. Fans threw drinks, chaos. The Samoan werewolf takes over. And then came Jacob Fatu's moment of glory. The man tagged in and turned the ring into his hunting ground. Fatu headbutted one of MFT's so hard the thud echoed through the arena. Then, with terrifying speed for a man his size, he hit the ropes, flipped over the top, and crashed on all 3 Bloodline members outside the ring. The crowd erupted with chants of "Holy shit!" and even the announcers couldn't believe what they saw. Back inside the ring, Fatu delivered a moonsault that nearly shattered the ring. 1, 2, no! MFT kicked out at the last possible second, and the fans were in disbelief. Solo tried to regroup his men, barking orders, but Cody and Orton surrounded him. The 3 faces of vengeance closed in. The final war. This is where it turned into an absolute war zone. Steel chairs, shattered announce tables, chaos everywhere. Referee lost control. Solo hit Cody with a Samoan spike, but Orton broke the pin at 2.5. MFT ganged up on Fatu, but he threw them off like ragdolls. Cody got back up, blood on his face, screaming "For Dusty" before hitting the crossroads on Solo. But he didn't stop there. He tagged Orton, who tagged Fatu, and together they set up the craziest triple team move we've ever seen. Cody hits the disaster kick, Orton hits the RKO, Fatu climbs the top rope, Samoan splash. Cover, 1, 2, 3. It's over. The crowd explodes. The arena goes insane. Aftermath and outrage. But here's the part no one expected. After the bell, as Cody, Orton, and Fatu celebrated in the ring, the lights flickered and a message appeared on the Titantron. The Bloodline never dies. The crowd gasped. Solo was helped to the back by MFT, fury in his eyes. You could read his lips as he shouted back toward the ring, "This isn't over." Cody, drenched in sweat, stared up at the screen and whispered, "Then neither am I." Ladies and gentlemen, what we witnessed tonight wasn't just a win. It was a statement, a declaration of war within the Samoan dynasty. And with Jacob Fatu now standing alongside Cody and Orton, the Bloodline's power is officially crumbling. Closing monologue. Every generation has its battles. Every dynasty eventually meets its reckoning. Tonight, we may have just witnessed the beginning of the Bloodline's downfall. Solo SIKOA wanted to prove he could lead, but instead, he exposed how fractured this empire truly is. And now, Cody Rhodes, the man who once swore to finish the story, might be writing the final chapter not just of his journey, but of the Bloodline's legacy itself. And Randy Orton, the Viper, the legend, proved once again that when chaos reigns, he remains the deadliest force in the WWE jungle. And Jacob Fatu, the wild card, the Samoan werewolf, has officially shifted the power dynamic in WWE forever. WWE Universe, I want to hear from you right now in the comments section. Was this the most explosive WWE live event match of the year? Has the Bloodline finally met its match? And what's next for Cody, Orton, and Fatu? Are they the new unstoppable alliance the WWE desperately needed? Drop your thoughts below. I'll be reading the best ones on our next WrestleScope broadcast. Smash that like button if you love seeing the Bloodline finally get what they deserve. Share this video with every wrestling fan you know, because the war for WWE's soul has only just begun.